everybody. Here we are going to discuss about the structure of brain as well as different parts of brain with function of those parts. Basically, brain divides into three parts, that is forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Now we will see the structure of brain. In the structure of brain is muscular part. It is a muscular organ and not smooth, shows many foldings. Forebrain is divided into three parts again. In this way, several foldings are shown in brain. These foldings are called as gyri. Foldings are called as gyres. Such foldings we used to call them gyri. And when foldings are going on, in between depression is also there. So those depression in the folding is called as sulci. Now this is the first part, that is the forebrain. Now this upper region, this folding whole part is called as cerebrum. It is called as cerebrum. This cerebrum is divided into two parts. Cerebrum is divided into two parts with the help of nerve fibers. And those nerve fibers which divide cerebrum, those nerve fibers, they are called as corpus callosum. Corpus callosum. This region is made up of nerve fiber and divides cerebrum into two parts, that is two hemisphere, left side and right hemisphere and left hemisphere. Here I want to tell you one thing. The cortex region, upper part, and inner is the medullary part or medulla region. So the cortex region is grey in color. Grey matter and white matter we generally use to discuss in the structure of brain. So why this is grey color and internal part in medulla is white color? Grey region is because of presence of cyton. This whole organization is made up of nerve cells only. So these nerve cells we studied cyton. Cell body is made up of cyton. So inside cyton, neuroplasm is there, which is responsible to give grey color to the cortical region. And where only axon parts are accumulated, that region appears white color. So that is called as the white matter. So here corpus callosum, which is made up of nerve fiber, this tissue helps to divide this brain or cerebrum into two parts, right and left cerebral hemisphere. Below this, the region of midbrain is there. This is what the midbrain. Attached with midbrain, we find out hypothalamus, and pituitary gland. This is pituitary gland attached with midbrain. This part or this region of midbrain is responsible for reflex movement. What is reflex movement, and that thing we will discuss afterward. Now the basic part, third region. First part forebrain, then midbrain. Now in midbrain, after midbrain, hindbrain is there. In hindbrain, we find out four lobes are there. In this way we are getting four lobes, lobe-like structure. Four lobes are present, called as corpora quadrigemma, and this lobe-like structure is called as pons. From here, red color region, we are starting hindbrain. This blue part is related with midbrain. I draw with different colors so it becomes easy for you to identify three major parts. This is the hindbrain. The upper part, lobe-like structure is pons, and stalk-like, long tail-like structure, stalk-like, stem-like structure is called as medulla oblongata. And these medulla oblongata continues with spinal cord. It continues in spinal cord. Continues with spinal cord, that is the part of hindbrain, and other part of hindbrain is the important part, that is called as cerebellum. This is cerebellum. So these are the different parts of brain. These are the different parts of brain. So basically this brain, now all this part till this region, they are enclosed in a layer. This layer is called as meninges. Here the layer, 3 layers are there. These layers are called as meninges. So in this way, inside meninges are protective in nature, filled with cerebrospinal fluid. In between these layers, cerebrospinal fluid is there, and these cerebrospinal fluid help to absorb shock. There are 3 layers of meninges, inside which brain is present, and all this whole structure is present in a cavity called as cranium, that is the bony box to protect brain. Now we will see one by one the function of different parts of brain. As I told you, forebrain is divided into 3 parts. The first region, whatever we are able to see, that is the cerebrum. Cerebrum occupies the largest part of the brain, and the basic role of cerebrum, function of cerebrum is to control all intellectual activities. All intellectual activities like thinking, listening, then memory, store memory, speech. So these are the activities of cerebrum. Then occipital lobe. Forebrain, 3 parts: cerebrum, occipital lobe, and diencephalon. So occipital lobe we are unable to see from this side. Occipital lobe are present in the anterior part, ventral part. So those occipital lobe, they are olfactory lobes, olfactory lobes are there. They are present in pair, and these olfactory lobes help for detecting smell. They are related with smell. So they help to detect smell and pass it to temporal lobe. Those lobes we will discuss afterwards. After that, the third part is related with the diencephalon. Forebrain, third part of forebrain is diencephalon. In diencephalon is divided into thalamus, epithalamus, and hypothalamus. We are able to see hypothalamus, epithalamus, and thalamus. Here thalamus means the region. So this part is called as thalamus, which comes under midbrain. But that is the part of thalamus and epithalamus, and hypothalamus we are able to see. Attached with hypothalamus, pituitary gland is present, and both are attached with the thalamus or surface region of midbrain. The second important part is the midbrain. The role of midbrain is to control all reflex movement. Reflex movement. Now reflex action and reflex movement. So reflex action and reflex movement, what is the difference? Reflex action is sudden automatic action, and reflex movement means movement of head, neck and trunk. When we turn our head, neck, because of certain different stimuli like auditory stimuli, sometimes we hear some sound, so because of auditory stimuli, sometimes we give response. Or to see something immediately, that is the visual response. So changing the size of eye lenses or pupil as well as movement of head, neck and trunk, that is under control of midbrain. Then the third part is hindbrain. And hindbrain is divided into three parts. Again, not divided, hindbrain is made up of three parts. That is pons, medulla oblongata and cerebellum. Pons are basically responsible for respiration. Also control some part related with breathing as well as sleeping. But basically pons are responsible for respiration. Medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata controls totally all the involuntary actions. All involuntary actions like heartbeat, then circulation of blood, contraction and relaxation of blood vessels, as well as sneezing, coughing, giddiness, all rest of the actions which are automatically carried out by body without our knowledge or without our wish. Such a type of involuntary actions are under control of medulla oblongata. Then the cerebellum. This cerebellum is responsible for maintaining posture of the body. Maintaining posture means when during walking, running, jumping, dancing, cycling, whatever may be, when we change the posture, by that time maintaining posture of the body, equilibrium of the body, cerebellum is responsible. So these are the different parts of the brain. Major part is forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. In forebrain we have to discuss about cerebrum only, because cerebrum is carried out or is related with basic intellectual activities like thinking, listening, memory, speech and all. Then next part is the midbrain. Midbrain is related with reflex movement, changing the posture, that is movement of head, neck and trunk, as well as because of auditory or visual response, sometimes change in the size of eye lens or pupil. And hindbrain divided into three parts: pons, medulla and cerebellum. Pons are responsible for respiration, medulla for all involuntary actions and cerebellum for maintaining the posture. In the next part again we have to discuss about the different parts or lobes of forebrain, that we will see in the next class.